Russian oil tanker Mid-Volga, 2, which was heading from Russia to Turkey with a cargo of sunflower oil, has been attacked 80 miles off the northern coast of Turkey, making it the fourth incident involving ships linked to Russia in the past week. Bloomberg notes that Ukraine recently reported strikes on 2 tankers, sanctioned for transporting Russian oil, which were blown up off the Black Sea coast of Turkey. Another tanker was damaged by explosions off the coast of Senegal. As reported, 2 tankers belonging to Russia's Shadow Fleet were damaged by explosions in the Black Sea. The empty tanker Kherson, en route to the port of Novorossiysk, Russia, reportedly caught fire in the Black Sea 28 nautical miles offshore. The fire was reportedly caused by an external force. All 25 crew members are safe. The tanker Virat also reported being struck approximately 35 nautical miles offshore. Heavy smoke was detected in the engine room on board. 20 crew members are also in satisfactory condition. The SBU's Sea-Baby naval drone struck 2 sanctioned oil tankers, Kherson and Virat, belonging to Russia's Shadow Fleet, in the Black Sea, an informed source in the SBU told Radio Liberty. This was a joint operation by the 13th Main Directorate of Military Counterintelligence of the Security Service of Ukraine, SBU, and the Ukrainian Navy. Modernized Sea-Baby naval drones were successfully used against the vessels. They can cover long distances and are equipped with enhanced warheads, said the source. A Radio Liberty source noted that the sanctioned vessels were empty at the time of the attack. They were en route to the port of Novorossiysk for loading. A former Ukrainian naval officer points out that revenues from the sale of Russian oil abroad fill the aggressor country's budget, which currently consists of more than 30% of military expenditures. Therefore, oil tankers are legitimate military targets. The source points out that the tankers were attacked while they were empty and about to be loaded, thereby minimizing potential environmental damage to the Black Sea. The attack took place in neutral waters, but close to the coast, facilitating rescue operations and the evacuation of the ship's crews. The reserve officer also gives an example where the destruction of a ship, even with many civilians on board, was later deemed legal. The SBU continues to actively curtail Russia's financial ability to wage war against Ukraine. Sea-Baby naval drones disabled vessels that could have been transporting nearly $70 million worth of oil and were helping the Kremlin evade international sanctions, a well-informed SBU source told Radio Liberty.
Recently, Russian soldiers on the front line near Liman have increasingly gone into battle without protective helmets and body armor, a trend that highlights the Russian command's blatant disregard for the lives of its troops, writes The Telegraph, as Igor Komok, deputy commander of the 2nd Mechanized Battalion of the 66th Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, told the publication. This is a relatively new trend. There were virtually no such cases last year. Only 4 of the last 20 groups wore helmets, Komok said, so these aren't isolated cases. Dmytro Zmylo, executive director of the Ukrainian Center for Security and Cooperation, explained that all the videos provided by the 66th Brigade were filmed in late October and November, adding that it is quite common to see soldiers without protective gear. He said the shortage of necessary equipment reflects the high casualties in the Russian army, which have led to shortages of supplies, weapons and ammunition. He added that most Russian assault troops are viewed as disposable, receiving low-quality equipment and training, while command tries to economize on scarce resources that Moscow cannot fully sustain. Zmylo also suggested that these incidents could be a form of punishment for disobeying commanders. In the Russian army, the punishment of personnel through zeroing is extremely common, where commanders deliberately send their soldiers to their deaths with the help of Ukrainian drones. He added that Russian commanders often send wounded soldiers into battle without even arming them, as they are considered expendable. At the same time, Commander Komok suggested that the Russian troops caught by his unit might have been completely unaware of their approach to Ukrainian troops due to the chaos on the front lines. Most likely, Russian troops aren't even aware they're approaching Ukrainian positions, he said. The Russian command is convincing its personnel that there are no Ukrainian troops ahead, only allies. He also believes that the lack of equipment is due not only to a lack of supplies on the Russian side, but also to recklessness and disregard for the lives of their own infantrymen. At the same time, according to Zmylo, it is likely that many Russian troops captured by the 66th Brigade were sent into the field to retrieve weapons and equipment left behind with their fallen comrades. This equipment is then handed over to the next assault group, which is sent into another bloodbath, and the Russian assault troops killed on the battlefield are left behind. The Russian command is simply saving resources by not supplying the infantry. Russia also frequently deploys unarmed and unprotected soldiers who deliver provisions and ammunition on foot to the field, earning them the nickname camels from their comrades. In most cases, these camels are quickly detected by drones and destroyed. We are forced to destroy them because if we don't, our guys could die, said Commander Komok.